The line is definitely darker today. Whoop, whoop. So that was the first one, second one at night, and then one this morning. So good.
I'm so excited. Just feels so good. You know, even like doing the extra pregnancy test and getting that extra dark line, it was just so good. I caught up with someone today, another new friend, nothing to do with IVF or fertility, but it was so hard not to say, I have done a pregnancy test. Like, it's just so hard to keep it in. Like, and I am such a, you know, a teller. Like, I just love telling people things about my life, you know, so it's just, this is going to be super hard. And we were going to wait till Monday to get the definitive test to tell family, but I called mum. Out of all the people that you'd want to tell, it's definitely got to be your mum. So I called her, tried calling dad, but he's busy all day, so I'll wait till he calls me back. And I told my cousin as well, because she's gone through IVF twice, and she's, you know, we've been talking every day, and she's been on my back trying to get me to do a pregnancy test. So I kind of had to tell her too. So I feel like it's already too many people that I've told, but to be honest, who cares? Like, you know, it's just a moment that you wish for so long. So, you know, celebrate. And, you know, I know that there's already going to be people being like, oh, don't get your hopes up too soon. But that's not me. Like, I don't suppress those feelings. Like, I'd rather live in the moment and enjoy the feelings right now, and deal with the heartache later if that happens. So, you know, every single person that I know has been through some sort of heartache when it comes to fertility, just about anyway. Whether that's miscarriage, infant loss, birth trauma, really long road to fertility. It's, you know, this road definitely isn't over yet, but I'm just going to enjoy the fact that I am pregnant, and no one can take that away from me. One thing I haven't done is show you all the supplements I'm on, and I have done that for a couple of reasons, because I mean, what I find quite often is that if I talk about something that I'm personally taking for something, all of a sudden everyone will inbox me and say, where do I get that from? Like, what dose should I take for this condition? And that is not what naturopathic medicine is about. We are about tailored medicine to you. Of course, there are things that, you know, everyone can take that is, you know, it's pretty standard across the board. But then when you get into like IVF and fertility, there are some things that are really specific to that person's condition. Like, is it low egg count? Is it poor egg quality? Is it irregular cycles? Like, you really have to consider what it is that's going on to determine what that treatment plan is going to be. So I had thought about doing a video on, you know, lining up all the supplements, showing you guys what I'm on, which, to be honest, would probably overwhelm the shit out of all of you. But I thought, you know what, that's not helpful. I really would encourage, if you're wanting that kind of support, to seek out the guidance of a qualified naturopath. So, but I thought, you know, along the way, I will show you a few things though that I definitely think is worth knowing. So myo-inositol is amazing for quite a few things actually. It's a blood sugar regulator, so it's a must in PCOS treatments. It helps with thyroid, so underactive thyroid, and it helps with egg quality. So this is a big one when, you know, doing fertility treatment plans and also preparing people for IVF to make sure that they, you know, have the best eggs. But also throughout pregnancy, this is also a good one for preventing gestational diabetes. And there has been research on this. So there is a bit of a familial predisposition to type 2 diabetes in mainly my mum's side. So I figured, you know what, this is actually really important because I am prone to a bit of blood sugar dysregulation. And Miranda also highly suggested that as well when I told her that. So I'm going to be taking that. Also, this isn't really fertility related, but I just pulled this out because one thing that a lot of pregnant women are prone to is constipation because of the progesterone, and PHGG is one of my favorite things that's safe in pregnancy. that helps to get the bowels moving. I use this a lot with SIBO patients and people with dysbiosis because it helps to feed good bacteria, but it also helps to soften the stools. So this is a fabulous one. These two can be mixed together and they both taste fine. There's almost no taste to them at all, if not a tiny bit of sweetness. So easy to take and effective. We are at day 7 post-transfer, and today I'm definitely starting to feel a little bit more off. So for starters, I went to bed early, which was awesome because I really needed a good sleep. But then I woke up at 4:30 a.m. and I could not fall back asleep. And I laid in bed for a while, and in the end I just got up at 5:30 a.m, which is just so unlike me. So it's now almost 10 a.m. and I've been doing quite a lot, but I've really noticed just that kind of like lightheaded feeling, just feeling a little bit spaced out, almost like feeling like I'm getting sick, which I think I've already said before. Like I feel like I'm getting a virus or something. I just feel something here. It's not a headache, but just like this heaviness and very, very mild nausea. Like I almost wouldn't call it nausea. And it's funny, I think I've mentioned this before, but it's funny how like if you don't feel symptoms, you get really worried. Like this morning I woke up and because I'd had such a good sleep, I was like, all of a sudden, like I wasn't getting as many symptoms and I felt like I wasn't urinating as much, even though I still woke up a few times to urinate. And like didn't have like the pelvic feeling as much, didn't feel the nausea as much. And I was like getting worried. But after a couple of hours of being up, I definitely started to feel it again. I'm already feeling like puffed out just from standing up. That's actually yesterday I took Millie for a walk around the block, and just walking up, like there's just this hill that our street is on. And when I got to the top, I was so puffed out. I was like, oh my God, I feel like turning back around. So I'm definitely feeling a little bit more unfit. And oh, that's right. This morning, like as soon as I got up at 5:30, I was so hungry already. And usually it would definitely, like if I get up that early, it takes me at least an hour or two to like warm up and want something to eat. But I was really hungry. And I've noticed, so 2 things in my mouth. So one is this is a classic early pregnancy symptom, which is what they call metal mouth, where it feels like, you know, when it tastes like metal on your oral mucosa. And I've really been finding that like on the sides of my cheeks inside, really like taste like they're kind of like scratched up. And then also I feel like I just want to clean my teeth all the time. Like the taste of things is just lingering forever in my mouth, and I just like it feels like I've always got garlic breath or something. It's really annoying, but do you know what, at the same time I'm loving this. Like I'm actually loving that I'm getting symptoms, you know. Like for so long when I was like hoping every single period before I got my period, hoping that I'd be pregnant, and I would always be like looking for all these signs and symptoms, and they, you know, I would get a few what you would think are early pregnancy signs and symptoms, and then I'd get my period. But this definitely feels different. Like there are certainly some similarities, particularly with like endo pain and stuff like that, but this is definitely, you know, something that I certainly haven't felt for the last year. Even though it's uncomfortable, I'm like constantly feeling grateful, and I'm always like, there you are, like I can feel you. So it's awesome. And I've got another one of my husband's jackets on, of course. So this was this morning's pregnancy test. So you can see the line is slightly getting darker again. So that was from 5 days post-transfer, and then you can see the line slowly getting darker. And that is what you want, which is just so exciting. It's just a validation that this is happening. Welcome to my 3-month baby bump update. No, just kidding. That's how bloated I am, and I'm only 4 and a bit weeks pregnant. The bloating, honestly, is what pops your belly more. And I think because, you know, there's been the medications like the progesterone pessaries, the trigger shot, although that would be out my system by now. But because there's just so much going on down there, and, you know, all that blood flow and energy that's going on down there, suddenly you get a big pop belly. I mean, I can just suck it in, but it's not comfortable. Well, I just had about 11 hours sleep. I mean, it was very broken. I went to bed at about 8:30, probably fell asleep around 9. Woke up so many times, so like I was just like kept waking up, feel a little bit off, kept going on the toilet. So tired, oh my god, so tired, and I feel like I could keep sleeping. It's day 8 post transfer as well. I feel a little bit more like of that nausea feeling this morning, but again, it's still not full on, like it's still not like hectic, still very manageable, but just more like, yeah, definitely feeling something. Look how foggy it is outside, so awesome. Really by my side always. I've also got a blocked nose and like almost a sore throat, so I really do feel like I'm getting a cold. Again, this is a sign of pregnancy, early pregnancy, because your immune system, it's trying to suppress the immune system so that it doesn't attack the embryo. So I'm taking all of this as a good thing. But my God, I'm not going to do much today because I'm just feeling it. You know, one thing I've learned a lot from my pregnant clients is that when you have nausea in pregnancy, all your dietary things go out the window and you just eat whatever you can get down. And whilst I don't have full-blown nausea yet, I can definitely feel it creeping in, and I can start to see how that would be, because I'm already starting to feel like I only want certain foods. Like the thought of salad grosses me out. Not that I eat a lot of salad anyway. I'm more of like a roast veggies girl. There's definitely this sense of just like there's very specific things that I could probably only have right now. By the way, I am, so from day 1 of when my period started, I'm now on day 33, and my period or my cycles would usually be 27 to 28 days, but the progesterone pessaries also stop you from getting a period anyway. But it's just awesome to know that I have definitely passed that point now and definitely pregnant. Just had my first pregnancy acupuncture. Woo! What she mainly did, like she did the points on the wrist that help with nausea. So you might have heard before how you get those acupressure bracelets that some women use for nausea, and that's kind of what you're doing in this acupuncture session, is using acupuncture on those points. So that was fun, but I must say with this acupuncture session I was just feeling like too excited to like lay there for the usual time. I mean, like I still had to, but I'm like so excited at the moment, so I just found that a little bit hard to just lay there for a while. But it's good, you know, you've got to do it. This is now 9 days post-transfer. This test I only did a couple of minutes ago, and literally straight away the line came up now, so it's just getting stronger and stronger. It's such a good feeling. So symptom wise, feeling pretty good, to be honest. Like sleep is probably the thing that's bothering me the most, but it's nothing too untoward, but just waking up a lot, like just quite restless. And I don't know whether that's the hormones or just the fact that, you know, I'm so excited about it, or probably a bit of both, and also certainly urinating a lot more regularly in the night as well. In the morning, like once I get up, like I feel okay, but then I just get like these little very, very mild waves of nausea, and then it goes. So and then I still feel a little bit more tired and that kind of run down feelings. Today I actually feel a bit better than maybe yesterday and the day before, which is good. So I'm just going to soak up those feelings as much as I can, because who knows how crazy the nausea is going to get at some point. 34 days today, so you know, still early days, and we're going camping today for the weekend. It's 10 days post-transfer, and it is the first day after our first night of camping in Halls Gap, which is just such a stunning place. Look at the backdrop there, it's so beautiful. and I'm feeling pretty good. The only thing that sucks when you are camping and you're pregnant is that you have to get up in the middle of the night and get out of the tent to go to the toilet, which is a bit annoying. So luckily I only had to do that twice, but like the second time I was like holding on for ages because I really just didn't want to have to get out because, you know, it's cold, but I did it. Again, this morning I just felt like a little bit yuck and off, but once I got going, like had a nice shower, and we've had a nice breakfast, and I've now made myself a cup of tea, the pink lemonade tea, mind you, and we're gonna go for a hike today. So I'm super excited. I'm feeling good. Very bloated though, as per usual. Like, bloating is probably what makes people pop before the baby does.
What if there's any tortoises for us to rescue?
How stunning is this? These giant mushrooms. What in God's name? Come stand next to it for scale. What the hell? Look at that. How is that even possible? It's a mushroom. That's nuts. Oh my gosh. All the emus, kangaroo.
Magpie.